IFT is the Institute of Food Technologists. It's an 18,000-member scientific organization that includes academics, food industry professionals, scientists, and government officials as well from all over the globe. One of the roles that IFT has is to work with the industry in a number of different ways. The industry relies on IFT for a scientific basis for all of the food ingredients and the technologies that are used in communicating to consumers and other healthcare professionals about the role of food in the American and global food supply. One of the goals of IFT is to promote member value, and one of the values that the Florida section and other sections like it have is giving members who are on the ground value in the place where they live and work. So the National IFT, or the IFT organization, provides a lot of information and useful tools. But the Florida section, like other sections, really does a nice job of providing those on the ground to people who work in the area. The members of the Florida section of IFT provide the state of Florida with resources that might not otherwise be there in the scientific arena associated with food processing, food production, food manufacture, and also packaging. So what IFT Florida section can provide is individuals who are knowledgeable about what's needed in the state, what goes on in the state, and how it works in the state, which makes it very unique to any other organization here.
As you bring it down from a national level, now IFT is the most powerful and the most influential organization in the food processing business. And the sectionals bring it to a more local, intimate perspective by state. And I'm involved in a number of sectionals. Florida IFT is a wonderful group, and so Florida IFT has afforded me the opportunity to meet a number of players in the food processing industry.
And the value to the suppliers from the supplier's perspective is that Suppliers Night actually allows people to gather together and to engage one another in what's happening in the industry, to gather additional leads, and to share information.
I think from the supplier's perspective, the Florida IFT enables me to not only know that I can come to these meetings and see my key customers, but also to also see new customers. I think probably the thing that Florida IFT does better than any of the other sections is they do a tremendous amount of recruitment of even small to mid-sized companies to bring those to the forefront.
The potential in Florida is monumental, especially in beverage and in bases, whether that be dairy. It's a state that that the beverage industry is absolutely huge down here, and beverages are huge for flavors. So it's a very important part.
Florida is important to the overall sales as a company to TIC because there are some valuable customers. Being here allows us to integrate with those customers, to share information, and to participate in different programs that can impact the overall sales growth. There are some large customers and there's some small customers, so it's a good mix of a lot of different initiatives.
As the Southeast rep for my organization, Florida I would say is my #1 target. There's a lot of multinationals and global companies that have R&D and production locations here, and it's just where a tremendous amount of product is shipped at the end of the day, and that's very important to our business. And to being here regularly and having an IFT section that supports the growth and expansion of these companies, I think is fantastic.
You look at a conference and maybe it costs you all in all $1,000 or whatever it may be, travel, entertainment, that kind of thing. But when you break it down by the number of contacts you make in 4 hours, if that's 50, you're talking about the cost of sale being extremely minimal, and that's very important. And that, as well as the national, and that's what is so good about National IFT. It's very busy and it's expensive, but when you have 200 contacts in a 2-day period and you break it down, your cost of sale has gotten to be very attractive.
Florida IFT meetings, I think, are of value on a monthly basis just to get people together. It ends up being a social event where you not only network with your fellow coworkers in the industry, but also you're able to forge personal relationships, which I think carry through no matter where you are, no matter what company you're with, those relationships carry on. And those are the kind of things that are forged at the Florida meetings. Now, these suppliers nights are a whole different story. I can come to these suppliers nights and schedule 10 meetings in a single day, something I definitely could not do across the geography of Florida. So it's invaluable for me. The 6 hours extremely well spent to come here and support the Florida IFT section at these meetings.
Participating in the Florida section division of IFT brings TIC value because there are a lot of customer-based operations here. So it allows us to see what's new innovatively, it allows us to participate in technology, it allows us to integrate with customers and broaden our base for sales.
I think the greatest impact that they can make that they've not tapped into yet is pulling more employees out of these companies. We have a couple organizations that are represented with a couple people, but bringing in the marketing groups, bringing in even the financing people, bringing in those people that have 10-year visions for their companies and maybe presenting that or just bringing that to the meetings and just going around and talking to people. I think there's a lot of things that happen at the booth that don't happen across a conference table at the customer. It's a lot more of an informal open conversation that happens at these shows, and I think that's extremely valuable. So expanding the people that attend these shows from those companies would be great to see.
Well, I became involved with IFT in 2006 when I was a student at the University of Florida, and I did it because I wanted to be part of the product development competition, the College Bowl competition, several of the IFT competitions going on. So I joined and I quickly realized that this was the professional organization for my field, food science. So I started going to the meetings and applying for scholarships, and that went on for a couple of years, and then I became Florida IFT ambassador, in which I served as liaison between the club, the Food Science Club, and the Florida IFT, going back and forth between the two and just reporting what was going on. I kept going to the regional meetings, kept going to the annual meetings, and after I graduated, a year and a half later, more or less, I was offered the opportunity to be chair-elect of the section. And I knew that was a 3-year commitment, being chair-elect, then chair, and now I'm Suppliers Night chair. So here I am planning this event, Suppliers Night 2014, and I feel like I've really truly come full circle, because there I was a student so many years ago applying for scholarships from the money that was raised by these events, and now I'm able to do the same and give back with this being Suppliers Night chair. So it's been a great experience.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Junquera, and I'm president for the Food Science and Human Nutrition Club at the University of Florida. And I'm here today to just talk to you about my personal story with the Florida Section IFT. So I was introduced to Florida Section IFT when I first got accepted into the University of Florida about 3 years ago. And this is my 3rd year coming to the Florida Section IFT Expo. And this opportunity has just been amazing for me. I have gotten the chance to meet several great people in the industry, and when we're here as students, it's really nice to just get the opportunity to talk to people in the industry and get more information, and this is exactly what it offers us. It's a great time to network, and everything that Florida Section IFT does for UF students is just incredible as far as the club and getting opportunities to students and supporting our club both financially and with networking opportunities out there in the industry. So my personal experience has been amazing with Florida Section IFT, and I'm just very excited and happy to be a part of this great organization.
Being a member of IFT has positively impacted me in many ways, but mainly because now that I'm going and looking for what I really want to define my life as, what I want to do with my career, where I want to be as a person, it's very helpful for me to be able to come to events like these and speak very personally, very informally with the people in the industry. I met a woman from Bacardi who probably changed my life by influencing me and guiding me towards the path I want now, which is alcohol product development. I am eternally grateful to her, and all of that stemmed from a very impromptu, informal conversation at an IFT dinner.
So when people ask me, hey, why should I join IFT? What do I get out of this? The first thing I would say is, look at me, look at my personal experience. I started as a student, and because of that, by joining IFT, even though I was a student, it led me to meeting so many professionals in the industry and having all the networking, the network that I have today and so many contacts. So if you are a professional and you're wondering whether you want to be there or not, I think, hey, give it a chance. It just makes your networking circle so much bigger, and nowadays with all the power of technology and social media, we're always connected. And one of the things I love is we have a LinkedIn group, and everybody's always posting things, so it keeps us connected in a really good way. And by coming to the meetings and attending the workshops or whatever activities we have going on, you get a chance to meet different people. And because it's a big state and we have it at different cities every meeting, you get to meet different crowds of people. So you're not always meeting the same members, which leads you to meet different sections of the industry as well. So it's just a great way to network and to expand your professional contacts. And you never know, it might lead to a better career move or just having contacts for whatever you might need in the future.
Florida IFT is a resource in multiple ways in the state of Florida, not only to you individually on your professional career, but also to your company with multiple resources. Becoming an active participant of the National IFT will not only enhance your career, but will also allow you to get exposure to various companies and network with various industry professionals. In the state of Florida, it is the same opportunities that bring enhancement to your professional development. You can get involved with the local section, get exposed to the local companies in the state of Florida, as well as network with industry professionals that are local and near you. You can also help convey the goals of National IFT and Florida Section IFT and help participate in the resources available to the industry.
So I think the three best ways that the Florida Section IFT impacts the industry in Florida, first and foremost, it creates awareness about food science and its related fields to more students. Nowadays, a lot of people don't know what food science is, so we promote the field and the related careers around it, so we just reach out more students and try to recruit them in a way. The second way that it impacts the food industry, it gives new and upcoming and small and big companies opportunities to showcase and get out there and see what they're offering as far as services and products. For example, by coming to Suppliers Night, they get their chance to get out there and show their things. Also, by attending meetings, they get to promote themselves and just meet more people in the industry.
The best part about my job is to actually get paid to deal with food. Everyone loves to eat, we all love to eat good things. But actually come up with an idea and represent that idea into the product that many people can try, that you can see on the menu of a restaurant, that you can see on the shelf of a supermarket chain, is something that's unique. How better can it get?
So what are the best parts of my job? The best part is that I get to do something different every day, never a dull moment with what I do in food science. I work as senior food scientist for the Father's Table, and I work in product development mainly, but I also do the nutritional analysis of all our products. I do school product development, which means that you have to be able to create products that are tasty, that are cost efficient, but that you also capture all the little limitations and regulations with all, sodium, fat, whatever it is. So it's really tricky and it's really challenging. And there's nothing more rewarding than seeing your product out in the marketplace and say, hey, I worked in that. So that's the best part of my job. And I think I get to impact, especially because I do work with school products, I get to impact the children in a way, because if I'm giving them nutritious and healthy products, with the obesity problems that we're having in this country, I think I have a chance to make a difference. So it's really great and really rewarding. So when I think back about the growth experience that IFT has given me, I think it's given me both a lot of satisfaction, both in the professional and on a personal and professional level. Professional because, first of all, I got my current job by meeting somebody at one of the meetings, at one of the regional meetings in Florida IFT. So that's the best way it has impacted me. Also, I get to meet people every day and just expand my network and meet new contacts. And, that just helps you both on a professional level or whenever you need something. And it's just whether for your job or you just know somebody that maybe you have something in common. And that you're always looking forward to seeing at the meeting or something like that. And as far as the personal level, it's just being in this 3-year commitment. Well, actually started back when I was Florida IFT ambassador, just the leadership skills that you get from this roller coaster ride of being chair and chair-elect and just planning a huge event like Suppliers Night. It just gives you a lot of experience, and your leadership skills just make you a well-rounded individual by 200-fold. So it's amazing. I think it's grown me as a person. Like I said, both professionally and personally, I couldn't be happier to have done it. So, and I'll be a member for life probably. So.
Florida IFT has been very rewarding to be a part of, and it has afforded the Food Science and Human Nutrition Club the ability to focus on things that really matter and that are of value to our club's objective. And one of those things is focusing on the community and the involvement with the community, especially in regard to health and nutritional aspects.
Having grown up in the state of Florida and being a student at the University of Florida, I'm absolutely in love with this state. From the environment to the wildlife, I grew up going to the state parks. But as far as my career, I really would love to stay in Florida because I want to see this become the best state it can be. I want to see us be as far advanced with education, with science, with industry, with all-around growth. And IFT, especially the Florida section, has been such a big impact and influence with that because it's a place where you can have intellectuals come together and grow and work off of each other and truly be the best that we can be as food scientists. So I want to be here to contribute, to make sure that the best and the brightest are coming here, and I want to be one of those best and brightest.
When I think of innovation in the state of Florida, the two things that come to my mind are the dairy industry and the citrus industry. As professionals, we need to think on how we can bring additional value to these two segments of the industry. And a great way to get started is to be an active participant of Florida Section IFT.